RV roofs are not built like they should be.
No, and they never have been. If you go buy an Integra right now, it's probably a worse roof design than this fifth wheel.
And there's no hole.
There's no pipe there.
No.
Oh, not even a hole.
No hole.
Cutting corners, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know how much more corners they could cut it back.
Is there any RVs that you think have the best built roof compared to others?
I've got a lot of videos about, for some reason, Grand Design is not spreading the glue evenly.
Any that you would say these RVs have the worst roofs of any of them? I've seen that going down the road. It's
Yeah.
like, if they only knew what their roof was doing.
I know, we're always like, how do you get people's attention, you know, when you're coming, because you said you see them coming towards you. But we're seeing it more and more with travel trailers too.
We're in the middle of this massive RV roof repair and upgrade at Flex Armor. And since we're with the RV roof experts, why don't we find out what RV manufacturers make the best built RV roofs on the market? And maybe a better question, what RV manufacturers make the worst RV roofs? And the answers I got will shock you. Let's check it out. I'm Tom.
And I'm Cheri.
And we're EnjoyTheJourney.Life. RV roofs are not built like they should be.
No, and they never have been. We see a lot of stuff where everybody's like, oh, you know, don't buy COVID, pre-COVID, all that. But when it comes to the RV roofs, the main problem is really the industry hasn't changed anything. So even when they know that it's not working, they haven't changed anything in the last, you know, what, 30, 40, 50 years, however long that they've been building them. So it's really not a COVID or pre-COVID thing. Now, I mean, you're seeing more on fifth wheels. They're not putting enough glue, that kind of thing. But the basic designs and stuff have not changed. And so they've always failed in the same spots.
I've heard the Grand Designs have a particular issue bubbling up in the front.
It's not just Grand Design, it's all fifth wheels. And
Okay.
we're starting to see it more and more with travel trailers. And there's a different couple trains of thought, but one of the most common is a lot of the hitches, you're getting airs coming up underneath through that hitch into that end cap. So it's getting underneath the rubber, and that's what's blowing it up, you know, when you're going down the road. But it's not just Grand Design. Grand Design lately does seem to not like to put their glue evenly. So you get a lot of little bubbles, but the blowing up, that's not just them.
I've seen that going down the road. It's
Yeah.
like, if they only knew what their roof was doing.
I know, we're always like, how do you get people's attention, you know, when you're coming, because you said you see them coming towards you. But we're seeing it more and more with travel trailers too. And
Okay.
you used to never see it from travel trailers. And
All
we've
right.
noticed when we're traveling, we're seeing it more and more on them.
Okay, you probably, on especially fifth wheels, you see a lot of them going down the interstate, and this area in the front will be ballooned up in the air. And the poor people going down the road doesn't know it, because when they stop, it lays back down. And 90% of the time when you see this, it's getting pressurized, not from a hole up here. It's getting pressurized from the gap around the hitch underneath. That pressure is going up the front end cap, then it's lifting the roof right here in the front.
Really?
And what the manufacturer's done to help try to prevent this is they put, they call them attic vents on top. It's a plastic vent, has a screen in it, and they done that to help relieve that pressure. But at the factory level, the guys, if they cut a wooden hole in the wood, they just X the rubber, mount this, caulk it, and it goes out the road. It goes down the road. Why? If it's got that pressure in there, all it's doing is pushing that X rubber up against the screen. It's not venting anything.
Right.
So then the front balloons up.
And so are you guys just going over our attic cover?
We get rid of them
Okay.
because we're eliminating that coming loose in the front
And
with
you,
our material.
you fill it in? Is that what happens? Or?
Yeah, that hole there, we fill that in.
Okay.
They're not doing a thing. the cap that fits it, most of them screw on. So if it ever comes off, now it's raining in your attic and you don't know it.
I heard that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. What other RV manufacturer mistakes do you see with roofs commonly?
Believe it or not, we find a lot of them. You'll have a vent up on the roof and you go to take it off to put a new one on, and when you go to take it off, there's nothing there. The manufacturer, whoever up there, I don't know if they get paid by how many they put on a day, but it's not uncommon to find one up on the roof. It's screwed down, got screws in it. You take it off, and there's no hole.
There's no pipe there.
No.
Oh, not even a hole.
No hole. It's like the guy gets paid for how many he puts on a day. I don't know.
That is crazy.
You know, so you just, you know, it's got 6 or 8 holes in it, you know, from the screws. That's that many more places for it to leak.
They're not even covering up a mistake. They just put a vent.
Yep. Yep.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
Wow.
When you're looking at buying an RV, the salesman's going to tell you you have a 10-year, 12-year, whatever warranty on your rubber roof, vinyl roof, or what have you. And what that means is the manufacturer of the rubber or vinyl, they guarantee it to be stretchy like this. And it will. If nothing ever touched it, it would stay like that. The caulking only lasts 90 days. That's all they guarantee, caulking from the day they build the camper. They guarantee it not to leak for 90 days, and that's it.
Wow. So people think they got this long roof warranty, and that's...
Yep, the material, if it doesn't get cut with a tree limb, they guarantee it for 10 years. And if a tree limb never hit it, it would probably last that long. But the caulking, 90 days.
But even then, their warranty isn't for impacts. Their warranty is just that membrane won't fail.
Yep.
Like, they don't promise that a tree limb won't puncture it, you know. And so they're just saying that rolled material was good. And as long as it's intact, it won't leak.
What would you say the biggest cause of RV roof leaks are?
Little nicks that you don't see. And when you have a flatter roof, like this Grand Design has a curvature, so it's real good. But when you have flatter roofs, the 4 corners, water wants to sit, and caulking doesn't like to sit underwater. So it'll seep. It won't be a leak you actively see, but it's kind of seeping and keeping the wood wet, and eventually it rots out.
So if you're considering buying a different RV or a new RV, then...
Anything with a curve is always better.
Okay.
It lets it dry out. It doesn't let water pond. And the worst offenders of having a flat roof are high-end motorhomes. That's probably one of the biggest offenders.
And so an RV roof myth would be high-end motorhomes have better roofs than...
They have the exact same kind of roof as everybody else. There's no difference on those high-end motorhomes. Unless you start getting into something really like Ford Travel. Some of the older Ford Travels, they don't even have caulking. They actually use the butyl tape. It's more of a solid fiberglass roof, but they don't make them like that anymore. So.
Now, if you're new to the RV life or even experienced, I have a course that you can get available for free. It's the Beginner's Guide to RVing, and it's through RV Life or RV Trip Wizard. So if you are already a member, you can get this course completely for free. And as you may have heard me mention before, we love our RV Life and RV Trip Wizard membership, because that's how we navigate through the country and make sure we stay on RV safe roads. We keep track of our entire camping schedule, and it's just great being able to input all the campgrounds that we're going to be staying at and the dates, and then it tells us the route to take. We love it. Actually, I'll put a QR code right here so you can just scan it with your smartphone. And actually, I'll give you a code here on the screen that will save you 25% off of your membership. Yes. And then you can go to RV Masterclass, which is part of RV Life, and find my course. And again, there'll be a link to this down below in the description and the pinned comment, as well as our other favorite camping apps.
But yeah, no, your Integra is probably, like if you go buy an Integra right now, it's probably a worse roof design than this fifth wheel. You can fix this, you have trusses, you can put in new plywood, and you can't do that with those Integras.
Right.
Or higher end motorhomes.
You were saying that actually, so not only are the high-end motorhomes not any better, they could be worse.
Yeah, they have what's called vacuum bonded, so it's styrofoam glued with wood on each side, and that's what gives the strength. There's no trusses, so if you get a leak, that wood lets go and it starts to sink. And at a certain point you can relaminate, but there's a point where you just have to either go back to the factory and have a whole new assembly, or pay somebody to go put in trusses, redo, I mean, they have to rebuild the roof structure. A lot harder to fix than most fifth wheels.
And this is a series of videos, so you're going to want to hit the subscribe button, because the next video is going to be the full install of the Flex Armor system. What goes into applying this to your RV, including camping out overnight, what the whole process is. Make sure you subscribe. Again, that video is coming out soon. Let's get back into it. Is there any RVs that you think have the best built roof compared to others, or they're just all bad?
It used to be you could say that, but now that so many companies, like used to be you could go, a Fleetwood had a certain level of higher quality than say Jayco, or you know, like, which I'm comparing apples to oranges there. All the companies are being bought out by major conglomerates now, so there is no like Fleetwood pride and Jayco this, or you know, KZ that. There's no differentiation now. We all know that like what Thor Industries owns, like what 5 or 6 if not more lines, where they used to be individual companies. So 20 years ago, like Fleetwood roofs, man, they were solid. You very rarely saw any leak. You didn't see a lot of the problems because of the way they designed them. And now they're not really Fleetwood anymore. You know, they're owned by somebody else. So it's really kind of, they're all going down the same path. It's about money. It's about kicking them out the door. So recently, I'd say in the last 5 years, there's not really anybody any different than the others.
Okay, so any that you would say these RVs have the worst roofs of any of them?
Anything that's flat. Motorhomes are usually the worst offenders on having the worst design, because they have the fiberglass or aluminum, and they're flat, and they basically, we call it a swimming pool. They'll have like a big rectangle of trim with caulking, and it holds water, and those are probably the worst ones. And they're typically fiberglass. So it's just, they hold the water and they just leak. They seep more than leak. So you don't even know it inside. It doesn't pour in like people think. Now, we're just talking about what roofs are better. You see how you have a curve? That is always better.
Okay.
Anytime there's a curvature, we usually see a lot less trouble out here. And that's because caulking repels water but doesn't sit underwater. So when you have those really flat roofs, travel trailers are bad about the corners. There's a dip here. They almost always rot out. So any roofs that have a curve usually have less chance of damage. I've got a lot of videos about, for some reason, Grand Design is not spreading the glue evenly. And so when you look across the roof, you see a whole lot of it. It's kind of hard to film on this white, but when they pull it in this back, you can usually see the glue. It's got dips and valleys to it.
Okay.
And so, and I don't know why Grand Design is not putting it evenly. So that seems to be a common thing lately.
Interesting.
We've been pulling a lot of them, because what happens on our end, it could be adhered really well where the glue is there, but because you got those air pockets, we're hitting them with hot chemical. So then they want to expand. So we almost always lately have had to pull all the membranes off of Grand Designs because of that.
Okay. And do you sometimes see mold back here at all?
Very rarely, unless they've had a leak. It's usually more for the appearance thing. In the past, on some of our older fifth wheels, my husband left the wrinkles and bubbles to show people that it's just an air pocket. It doesn't affect the roof, but as far as functionality or anything. But you know, when you're paying for a new roof, we know you don't want to see a whole bunch, especially these. It's like an area. It'll do it one into the other.
Oh, okay.
So it really kind
Interesting.
of, it's aggravating because where it is stuck, it's stuck well. Now you got splinters, now you got to sand it, now you got a lot more extra labor, but they're just not putting loose smoothly. I don't know why. That's fairly new, being common with them. You'll see it when we pull that back.
Cutting corners, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know how much more corners they could cut it back. I know that we get a lot of people always ask us about the screws behind this trim. So when we do a flex armor roof, we do always take this trim out and make sure that your screws are good, they're not rusted, and we clean it out. But we put the trim back because it makes a better finish. Grand Design, you have a little bit older one, so it's not a problem, but a lot of the newer Grand Designs, they haven't been putting very many screws back there, and the gutter's been coming loose.
Really?
So that gives us an opportunity to make sure there's screws in every piece of that trim.
They did actually find some loose
Yeah, I
on
heard
that
Dave
side.
say something. So that's been a real common thing, but I think the factories have just been kicking them out is the problem. This was your small leak. And notice it was like a little nick in the rubber somewhere right here, and it just spreads. One advantage with Flex Armor, we don't have to resheet your whole roof. If you get a new rubber roof to make the glue work right, they usually have to resheet the whole thing, and we can do patches. So that saves the customer a lot of extra expense. That's why a lot of times you'll hear like it's $15,000, $20,000 for a new rubber roof. They have to resheet it, recut out all the holes, do all that. And we don't have to replace the wood unless you ask us to for some reason, or it's been rotted.
Okay.
So
and
that's
you're
another
actually able to put it over
Yes.
top the old roof as well.
Yeah, and if it's in good shape and there's no water damage and it's adhered, we like to do that because it's a better finish as far as, because this dries so fast, it will mimic what you're spraying over. So you'll have some texture when it's the OSB or the plywood. And so if we can keep the membrane, it just helps keep a smoother finish. But some customers were willing to pay and resheet. Like I said, we just don't do it as default because most people are paying out of pocket and we're trying to help them keep it affordable.
Okay.
A lot of people always ask why you don't use marine grade plywood. You don't want to use pressure treated and all that, all those chemicals, and they're heavy because of all the chemicals and moisture in the wood. So that's why you will not see places using pressure treated or marine grade plywoods.
And this has been a video series about your RV roof and what can happen to them. We have the full install video coming soon of the Flex Armor system. You're going to want to subscribe so you see what it took to transform our RV roof. Plus a huge thanks to E-Trailer for upgrading the Max Air fans. Those are awesome. Plus we have the EcoCool RV AC units, which are the quietest AC units I've never heard before. I can't wait to show you these. They are awesome. No more loud trying to talk to each other over a loud air conditioning unit. So subscribe so you catch that full video coming out soon.